Hello, it's been a while. Pardon my allergies. Beautiful backdrop. That side works, that side doesn't. Ironically, that's the green screen. But it's better than what was there before. So, I got another box of books. Oh, by the way, let me explain this to you. If you need a cheap backdrop, plastic tablecloths, my friends. Two reasons. One, they're cheap. Usually probably has some. My mom saved these from a garden club plant sale she used to run. Two reasons. One, they're cheap. You might even have some lying around, a picnic basket somewhere. But even better, they're plastic. You can see the old blue one there, bed sheet I was using, which only went about that size. These are plastic, lightweight, 2 clips each instead of the 3. And look how there's hardly any sag on those. Beautiful. And the clips don't have to be that strong to hold them in. So, no fake background for me. I don't know if YouTube can do that like Zoom can. I tried it on Zoom. It only works on this side, on the white, not on the green. It sees them as 2 different colors. It only does that side. If I go far enough inside like this, then the Zoom puts the virtual background on my forehead. So I'm just like a floating pair of eyeglasses, which is kind of cool, but also kind of, I don't say insulting, but kind of that white bread, that beige, that Zoom just says, hey, your face is the background. Anyway, let's get into this. Here we have Volume 2 of Batman Black and White. Those signatures. Where did I buy this? I guess I did buy this from Barnes & Noble. Nope, Plaza Books. Bought it secondhand. This is the second volume. There's 3. I don't think DC has done a huge. It'd be awesome if they did an absolute Batman Black and White. This, I guess, would technically be a deluxe edition of this. This predates that series. But again, Black and White Batman stories done by who's who. Chris Claremont, Steve Root, and Mark Buckingham did a story called A Matter of Trust. All these were done as 4-part miniseries, so you can buy the comics out there as well. This is probably too pricey now because this was 2001. Originally published in single magazine form in Gotham Knights 1 through 16. Did not know that. Okay, anyway. Paul Denny, Alan Grant, Alan Brennert, illustrated by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Look him up. Howard Chaykin, Paul Pope and Workman, Batman with Robin the Boy Wonder, John Byrne, by himself. Guess he doesn't play well with others. Azarello and Risso, John Arcudi, Walter Simonson, writing, not drawing, writing. Paul Levitz. How many Batman stories has Paul Levitz written? Bob Kanigher and Kyle Baker. Oh boy. Okay, I gotta go down. Let's look that one up. Yep. Kyle Baker. God, look at those words. Just be a quick show and tell here. I don't know who's doing what. Oh yeah. How's that for a compare and contrast there, huh? I didn't like John Byrne's Batman stories. His Generations was really good. Who is this? Who did the story before John Byrne? Give him credit here, right? Oh, Warren Ellis and Jim Lee. Huh. Yeah. Ooh, Dave Gibbons. It's the other guy here who wrote and illustrated his story. And then Funny Money, Harlan Ellison and good friend Gene Ha. Again, this is one of those books that you there's Gene Ha for you in black and white. top 10, as well as his own series of books. Wonderful illustrator. And again, compare and contrast. So anyway, as I was saying, one of those good books. It's like a yearbook. Just take it to a convention and get 20 signatures for it. Toss it to them. On the other stream, Steve Ditko, Marvel Visionaries. These hardcover ones are very nice. Thing is, you got to collect all of them because there's a Stan Lee volume, but a lot of the Stan Lee stories don't appear in that volume. They appear in the ones done by his illustrators, his co-creators. Steve Ditko. There's Jack Kirby, of course, and John Romita Sr. Those, I think, were the four. And I bought those. Barnes & Noble had a 4-pack at one point. So, yeah, a lot of early stuff here from the Strange Tales, from the Amazing Adult Fantasy. Incredible Hulk. How Stan Lee and Steve Ditko create Spider-Man. That was a good one. Sinister Six, Mysterious. The Final Chapter. The Man on a Rampage. Those are that's This Is My Destiny. The trilogy, which I believe was the and Speedball's in here. And they come into Squirrel Girl. Can't. That's right. He created Squirrel Girl. And I knew about that a decade before everybody else because Peter David wrote a column about it. And I said, oh, I got to find that. Unfortunately, it was one of their seasonal specials. So it wasn't easy to find. And, of course, forgot about it. And now look at it. Now, yeah. Could have been a millionaire if I had bought all those issues. But no. And interestingly enough, the Spider-Man stories are towards the back here. No, not towards the back, towards the end of the middle. But yeah, Final Chapter, of course, that's the one everybody knows. So, if you can find those, grab them. They're good anthologies. Here we have Duke 2000. Yeah. Ooh, yes. Carol Leigh, now Ansville. Collecting her. Oh, wait, this looks like it's an ongoing story. Oh, there's some story minutes in here. Again, from that, I don't want to call it the golden age of independent cartoon or whatever you call it, but 80s and 90s and the 70s. I guess you can go back to the 60s, maybe, with Village Voice and others had the weeklies, independent weeklies. Had some great comics in there. Pfeiffer, Carol Leigh, Life in Hell, Matt Groening. Here we have Marvel Universe, Roy Thomas, Stan Lee, and yes, these are, I don't know what those probably should remove the battery for things, but this is audio commentary. Published by Story Publishing, the publishing arm of Barnes & Noble. This was $50 back in the day. Working at Barnes & Noble, the home offices, I came across a CD of the actual recordings. So I have that buried somewhere back, and I don't know what this is going for now. You can look it up. But Stan Lee's Amazing Marvel Universe. Yeah, it has that voice chip in it, which is kind of cool. Also, from Aberdale, Abrams. Or, again, another good Facebook friend and comic book friend, Peter Sanderson, who probably knows more about the Marvel Universe than just about anybody else out there. One of the writers of the official handbook of the Marvel Universe. If you want to know about Marvel's comics, he's the guy to ask. Buy all his books. One of his most recent ones, recent, if you want to call it recent, is he did a walking tour guide of the Marvel Universe in New York City. So if you ever wondered where the Baxter Building is located, He'll tell you. This next one is if you want history, comics, and graphic novels. The history of comic art. Baden, art book publisher. This is $60. Hopefully, it's still in print. This is a great general history of American and British comics. Don't know how much goes in Japan. This is the shrink wrap. Might have another volume somewhere, or I read it from the library. But again, a good general history. I don't think it's been updated, but I like it because it also goes to the British side of comics. Ooh. The Alchemy of Miramax by Dave McKean. I think I showed you the making of book earlier. But this might actually be more like that. Beautiful books. I don't know if anybody out there collects the art making of film books that come out every year for blockbusters. I really like the animation ones. I probably should buy the old Pixar things. Ha ha ha! Here's another good one. Not comics. Minefields, the art of Jacek. Pardon me. Jacek Yarka, the fiction of Harlan Ellison. So, the artist did these wonderful paintings, and Harlan Ellison wrote a story for each. Oh, a little water damage to it, but otherwise it's intact. Trade paperback, hardcover, and limited edition. Lord knows what the limited edition is going for now. What else do we have in here? Ooh, Parental Advisory, Godspeed, the Kurt Cobain graphic. And yes, it's a nonfiction comic about his life. Here's an example. This is published by Omnibus Press. Of course, I bought it because, hey, I like nonfiction comics. Ooh, rare. Mobius Fusion. This is an Anglo-American edition. Publish this. Epic Comics. Whoa, Marvel. Hardcover, epic graphic novel, yeah. This might be the first hardcover graphic novel from Epic. And or Marvel. 1995 Star Watcher Graphics. There's your eye candy. Beautiful stuff. Oh, man. Okay. And here we have The Garden of Abdul Ghazazi, Caldecott Honor Book, Chris Van Allsburg. Same time as Jumanji. 1979. Kid's dog runs away, goes into the garden, and of course the man next door doesn't like dogs. Neil Gaiman, Dave McKean, Wolves on the Walls. And yes, it's signed and sketched by Neil himself. Ooh, and let's see, there's the blank receipt. It's a problem with heat paper. I could probably read this, but I have no idea. But and there's the postcard announcing the book. HouseCircus.com. I think that's Dave McKean. I don't know if it's still active, but what hurts to check, right? And even older book, The Celebrate Cases of Dick Tracy. This is Bonanza Books, right? I think this has been reprinted a few times. 1970, yeah. Comics from 31 to 1949. Interesting. ISBN has a Z at the last digit. No zero at the front, so it predates the International Center book number. But yeah, but just an example. No wonder that is Chester Gould. Other grotesqueries. These are all dailies. There's no Sundays. Maybe it was volume 2. But Bonanza Books did a whole series of these collections back in the 70s. Wow, introductory by Ellery Queen. Okay. And, oh, yes. I mentioned Matt Groening earlier. The Big Book of Hell. Pantheon Books, 1990, $30. Back in the day, back when I was in college, I actually made 1 year using Mac Word. After I'd come, yeah, I think it was 1990. I typed up a list of books I wanted for Christmas. The ISBNs, everything, just so my mom, here's what I want for Christmas. Just go up to the Walden Books, B. Dalton's, special order it for you. Here's all the information you need. Didn't get a single thing. But years later, I bought this. And this includes Love is Hell, Work is Hell, School is Hell, Childhood is Hell, and Akbar and Jeff's Guide to Life. So the first 5, the first 5 books. Pantheon Books, I think after that, they fired the editor. The editor quit, moved over to HarperCollins and took him with them. And then, of course, The Simpsons happened and all the Simpsons comics. And his newspaper stuff, Life and Health, went with him. Should you have a baby? Yep. Good stuff. Okay, that's half the box. Here's the other half. Then we start with Captain America, Red, White, and Blue, which is, this is a comics thing. I forgot what I paid for this. This is an anniversary book. So there's some pinups. There's Peter Cooper's Red Skull. Now I'm thinking, what if the Red Skull met Spy versus Spy? Yeah. Ooh. The Virgin Project. Real people, real stories. Some real stories. Share real stories, yeah. $25. And again, memoir comics. So I'm there. Real comics. Ooh, here's another nice one. Neil Gaiman, Charles Vess, Stardust. Speed romance within the realms of fairy. This is Vertigo. And this is the original illustrated book. Not signed, but that's okay. But again, recommend anything by them. Charles Vess just had a new book out. He won like 3 Hugos a few years ago. Rightly deserved. Oh, and here's the back matter. The Complete Stardust Proposal, Neil Gaiman. 1993. There you go. That's the back half of the book. And you got sketches. You've got sculptures. I don't know if there's a t-shirt or not. Good stuff. Okay. Another Hugo favorite. Girl Genius, Film Quadrifolio. Kaya? This is book 6. These were special editions that you could pre-order. I don't know if it was a Kickstarter, but something like that. Good fun stories. Let's get a page here that looks good. There you go. This is a webcomic, so you can read it for free online. Girlgenius.net is the website they have there. You can get Ship Entertainment. Another great classic here. This is Cartoon History of the Universe, Volume 3. Larry Gonick, the godfather of history comics or nonfiction comics in the U.S. This is The Rise of Arabia to the Renaissance. And then I think, which is volume all the way up to volume 19. And then, no. And here's first chapter, of course, deals with Muhammad. So, and others. And I think volume 4 technically is Modern World. I don't know if it's branded as a cartoon issue of the universe. That came out about 10 years ago. I think up to the Gulf War is where he ended. And now more nonfiction. Yep, believe it or not, Jack Horkheimer. Stargazing with Jack Horkheimer. Cosmic Comics for the Skywatcher. He Stargazer on PBS. I don't know if he still does. He might have retired. But yeah, he was one of those PBS personalities. I don't know if Funko's done a vinyl of him yet to go with Mr. Rogers and Jim Ross painter. A week of dewy sunrises and dew west sunsets. So I'm curious here. Keep looking up Cricket Books. Of New Hampshire, Odyssey Magazine. 2006. So. What happens when he starts? What do you call it when he starts blogging? Ooh, yes. Matt Archives from DC Comics. Don't know if this. Yeah, this is direct sales. It came out later to the book trade. I had to wait like 6 months to buy it at Barnes & Noble. I think they did all 4 volumes, all the early comic stuff. Not quite a textbook as Creepy and Warrens are, but again, it's EC Archives, so good stuff in here. There's some Severin. There's some delicious eye candy from Wally Wood. Jack Davis. Oh yeah, this was $50. This is overpriced, but DC Archives are always that price. If anybody else published that, it'd probably be $30. They probably had a new restoration. And oh man, the Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 1. Good God Almighty! Here, that's all the comics on there, right there. Boom. Well, not all the comics. This goes all 1 through 30 in volume annual number 1. It shows when they got married. I'm not sure. Anyway, omnibus always nice to have. Not very easy to read. Oh, another nice one. Amazing Spider-Man. 500 covers. You can actually put this in a dust jacket, not a library dust jacket. 1962 to 2003. Just to remind you, 500 covers. I think they just hit 800 before they started renumbering it. 801, I think it was, yes. And yes, this includes John Byrne one, which we don't talk about. And we have the annuals in here. That's cool. Yeah, this is before the mess with Brand New Day, I think. But yeah. And I'll show you when I started reading it. Right there, number 254. Spent $8 to get that a few months later. And then Fortunately, I was reading the letter columns after this, from this issue and onward, which included a whole bunch of letters of this masterpiece, number 248, The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man. Not a whole lot in there that I'd probably reread, except for maybe nostalgia sake. Another Neil Gaiman, Rare Marvel, Eternals. Don't know if this is going to be, they're going to base the movie on this. But John Romita Jr., Neil Gaiman. And part of the reason he wrote this was to fund his lawsuit against Tom McFarlane over the rights to Miracle Man / Marvel Man. That took place in Wisconsin. The deal was that, with going back, originally it was published by, it's a mess. But let's just, modern day Alan Moore taking what was the analog of Shazam, British Shazam, basically, rewriting that in the 80s with a realistic sort of Watchmen type point of view. Great book. Did 3 volumes, got tired of it, sold, and this was, I think there were 3 owners to it. There was Eclipse, the publisher, Alan Moore, the writer, and I want to say Mark Buckingham, the artist. Artists changed through the years, so I don't know what happened with that. Alan Moore gives his ownership over to Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman starts writing. This is just as he's writing Sandman, so he's, again, unknown. He had planned, I think, to do 3-ish volumes of it. Eclipse goes belly up. No money. Neil Gaiman goes on to write other stuff. Todd McFarlane buys Eclipse at bankruptcy auction. They don't own a lot of stuff in there because a lot of it's creator owned, but whatever's in the warehouse plus whatever rights and fit. Neil Gaiman writes an issue of Spawn with Angela. So the idea was that he would get, again, you can look this up, but there was going to be a trade-off between Marvel Man and Angela. Whatever, the agreement was made, things went sour, they took it to court in Wisconsin. And Neil Gaiman won. But to fund that lawsuit, he writes this for Marvel. After he's big name, rock star, comic book writer, and other things. So that's the backstory on that. Really good story considering, that most people don't even know who the Eternals are. And in the very bottom, Marvel Visionaries Jack Kirby. So, starting with Red Raven Comics #1, August 1940. Mercury in the 20th century. Yep. Which is, Greek gods fighting Hitler, fighting the devil. Oh, not the devil. Pluto, excuse me. Why Pluto, not Mars? I don't know. Anywho, very short story here. Only about 6-8 pages. The Vision and then Meet Captain America from #1. Origin of the Hulk. Spider-Man tackles the torch. Spider-Man #8. Yes. Now we know he drew the cover. of the adult Amazing Fantasy number 15. This is a short, it's 6-pager. And this, of course, is a story where he crashes a party of Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and meets a Fantastic Four for the second time, I think. So considers almost an entire fight scene. I think Jack Kirby's probably a good artist for that. Captain America joins the Avengers. Yep. Coming of Galactus, If This Be Doomsday. Again, a lot of stuff that Stan Lee wrote. I'll say at least half of this is Stan Lee. But it's Jack Kirby, Sleeper, and the Jack Kirby one. This is the plot. Fantastic Four Annual number 5. Jack Kirby doing pages on here. You just have to find them. They numbered the pages in the book. Here we go. Sort of not Brand X style, but actually in a Fantastic Four Annual. So Jack Kirby doing cartoony. And then let's see what else we have. Inhumans. What if the original Marvel bullpen was the Fantastic Four from What If number 11? Jack Kirby, Roy, and Bill Ray as letterer. Wow. There you go. Stanley, Saul Brodsky, Jack Kirby, and Flo Steinberg are the Fantastic Four. And that, my friends, is the end of the box. Not a bad way to go out. So, hope you enjoyed that. Most of these are long out of print. This is talking early 21st century here. Remember the turn of the century is back in fin de sale. Now turn of the century was just 20 years ago. Where's the time gone? Anyway, good stuff there. Most of that I bought. All of it pretty good, I think. Just to show you how eclectic my collecting is. Good stuff, really, is what I searched for. And it's hopefully you enjoyed it. So I'll be signing off. Thanks for watching and listening and looking. If there's anything in here you really like, let me know. Most of it you can find pretty easily, I think. I'm not going to post ISBNs, but nothing in here is really too obscure. Just possibly costs a bit to get because, again, you know, I printed it once and nobody knew how great it was until years later. I'm not saying I had any special knowledge. I just, followed what was good. So, coming up on 35 minutes. Again, hope to see you soon. Sorry it took so long. Summertime, and yeah, I just had to get bored with everything else and actually get back to working here on my books. So, we'll see you soon, hopefully, not later. Bye.